Hi folks, welcome to another Stall13.com video. How does a horse taste and how do they smell? Have you ever had a hay fever, a head cold, nasal congestions, and somebody will say, boy, isn't this really great pizza? And you say, I got a cold, I can't smell or taste anything. Well, it's the same with a horse. A horse's sense of smell is literally 2 or 3 times better than an acute hunting dog. We've already talked about their hearing in other videos, how a horse hears, but let's talk about how they taste. They have a huge tongue in their mouth, a real big tongue. And I don't know if you've ever noticed or not, but they're not used to tea, coffee, pop, hot chocolate, hot soup, and it's really true. Sweet feed doesn't taste sweet to us, but it sure tastes sweet to a horse. There's a reason for that. Not only is their sense of smell and their sense of taste so much more acute than a human being's, maybe 5, 6, 10 times as more acute, but also they actually have more taste buds per square millimeter on the surface of their tongue than we do. That's why things taste sweet to a horse, like treats, and they don't seem that sweet to us. It's the same with a dog. I don't know if you've ever chewed a dog bone or a dog treat, but they're bland. It seems like you're chewing cardboard. They just make you thirsty. But yet animals go crazy for them. Why? Because they have just a fraction of sweetener, just a fraction of flavoring, because that's all they need, because their sense of smell and taste is so acute. If you take a horse and you give it something in front of its face, the first thing it does is smell it. Then once it smells it, it's going to decide whether it wants to eat it or not. And see how it's just kind of licking at it? It's not really hungry. It's just kind of playing with it in my hand, kind of nibbling at it a little bit. It's hardly eating it. Finally, what does it do? It takes just a little bit of it in its mouth. See, it's chewing now, but it just took a little bit. But yet, when it fell on the ground, what's the horse doing? It's eating it off the ground. You know, one of the biggest mistakes that we make with horses is we smoke cigars, cigarettes, pipes, aftershave, perfume, candles, incense, all kinds of things that really offend a horse's sense of smell, and it affects the taste of their food. If you have a horse that's off feed, that stops eating, or if you have a horse that's losing weight, you may want to consider, does its food taste good to the horse anymore? Is there something wrong with what it's eating? I don't know. But right now we have this huge gust of wind. I'm talking louder. I'm sure you can pick up the wind in the microphone. Wind affects their hearing. Wind affects their sense of smell. You affect their sense of smell, what are you going to do? Affect the taste of their food. This is how horses taste, and this is how they smell. This is always extremely important when you're talking about water. Old water, stale water, nasty water. It's okay if you haul water in your trailer, dump it out. Put fresh water in those containers, just don't leave them filled. That's lazy. And that water gets stale and the horse isn't going to like it. It's not going to serve your horse at all, or do your horse any favors to have that kind of water around. It's the same with tanks. If you can smell foul water, if your stall smells like ammonia, can you imagine what it's like for a horse whose sense of smell is 5 to 10 times more acute than your own? Look at the size of these nostrils. Look at the length of these nasal passages. Look at the size of this mouth. Look how big their tongue actually is. You don't think they're going to have a little more efficiency than we do? Please take these things into consideration. This has been another Stall13.com video. Take care of your horses and take care of yourself.